From the alternative world of video games today, Mockney gangsters a go in the Getaway, Mario and Sonic slug it out one more time, a full colour expose on the making of Black and White, and we desperately try to justify our Glamour Girl Dance Championship. Hello there! I do love getting up into the mountains of Scotland. The rest of the world just seems so dry, warm and comfortable. Thank you for your letters. Got another one here. It's from Veronica Smythe in West Riding. It says, "Dear When Games Attack, do you have any thoughts on the next generation of consoles?" Well, I'm glad you asked, Veronica, because I do. 74 to be precise. Anyway, video games have always revelled in their anti-establishment status, but some of them have gone a few stops more than others on the naughty bus. So today we're going to look at the 5 most politically incorrect video games. At number 5 is that hymn to mindless violence, robbery and general ASBO-friendly behaviour, Grand Theft Auto. Now, despite it being a great game, I'm not a huge fan myself. You see, unlike most of the plastic gangsters that play it, I am actually pretty hard in real life. And there's nothing funny about taking a couple of caps in the ass, believe you me. I also have to confess I lie awake at night, haunted by the faces of the people I've mown down in my car. To you it's escapism, to me it's my life. Number 4 is the Japanese school-based adventure Be a Carrot, a school sim for girls and a perfect example of wish fulfillment. If your real school life is a nightmare of social rejection, academic failure and physical pain, this game gives you a chance to see what might happen if you were beautiful and had massive eyes. And where's the politically incorrect part of all that, you ask? Well, nothing really, except one of the ways you're required to prove you're the ultimate schoolgirl is you pull the teacher. Yes, pull the teacher. Pull the teacher. We'll be shocking and appalling you later in the show with more from our politically incorrect top 5. They say what happens on the mountain gets left on the mountain, and I'm very proud to say I have left something on the mountain today. But then I did have a very large breakfast. More secrets revealed then in today's Behind the Game. So who is the most powerful being of all time? George Bush? Rupert Murdoch? Yoda? No, it's God. All-seeing, all-powerful, and all you ever wanted to be in Peter Molyneux's much applauded Black and White.
It is a game where you play the role of a god, ruling over all these little people, and you can rule over them by being wonderfully nice and kind and good, or being horribly evil and vicious.
What's this? Some trick? Some new miracle?
Black and White was the first game that I've really been involved with which had a story weaved into it, and that was quite hard to get that balance between the story side and what they call the simulation side. On the playability side of Black and White is trying to do something a little bit different, is that you as a god influence the world rather than control it absolutely directly.
Hey, I got a plan. Why don't we trash the house?
I heartily object. That's just malicious.
I think that some of the special features of Black and White were the artificial intelligence. We really tried hard to make something that learnt from the way you played, and we really sort of tried to push the boundaries on that a bit. We're right at the end of the game. It's the very, very end of the game. We were trying to make a final gold master disc, and someone had the idea of holding just a piece of paper up with "done" on the front of the piece of paper in front of a webcam. Within 10 minutes, hundreds of emails came in saying congratulations. There were people that had sat up through the whole of the last few weeks watching us finish the game. think one of the success stories of Black and White has been that it allows you to play through a story or allows you to play around with the world and leaves that decision up to you.
We trawl through tabloids and men's lifestyle mags in search of the hottest ladies to stage our very own Top Totty dance-off. Marsh, Pinder, Pearson, Hicks and Downs. Held over the series, 5 gorgeous girls battle it out to see who has the moves to match their curves.
Welcome viewers to Mr. Diamond's little boudoir of love. I'm very excited today because we have the first ever UK Dance Championship officially licensed and sanctioned by me and a host of multinational companies behind the scenes. We're going to have 5 lovely ladies are going to be competing in a league situation just so I can make gags about one of them being on top of the other. The first of my feminine friends is the lovely Katie Downs. Welcome, Katie.
Hi.
You are astonishingly beautiful.
Oh, don't say that, you make me blush.
Tell me, how did you get started?
Oh, it's a bit of a long story, but I might cut that story short for you.
Yeah?
I just entered the competition for the Daily Star.
And you've just done Juice Bigelow 2?
Yeah.
Tell us about your part in that.
Well, T-shirt girl, it's a part where I'm in a window and Rob Strider, who's the main character in the film, he tells me to wash the window, and he says oh, you've missed the spot up here, and as I'm reaching up, my boobs get really soaked, and I've got a T-shirt on, you can kind of see through it. I'm kind of like a dizzy person, I just act myself really.
I've lost the power of speech. Now, have you been doing any training for this dance challenge?
No, I have actually done it before with my little sister.
And have you stretched off? Have you been?
No. I'll probably pull a ligament or something.
Well, I will help you pull that ligament, but you can't watch that unfortunately because of broadcasting laws. Join us for Katie's challenge after the break. Before we go, there's just time to see what's made the 3 and 2 spots of our top 5 most politically incorrect games. In at number 3 is Hooligan. There's something profoundly unattractive about football hooligans, so it's no surprise this is a profoundly unattractive title. Unlike Grand Theft Auto, which underneath its tabloid-grabbing surface is a great game, Hooligan is entirely devoid of redeeming qualities. This tawdry point-and-click affair involves you managing your own little bunch of shallow gene-pooled thugs, an undertaking that might provide some ironic amusement were it not for the dreadful graphics, terrible acting and uninspired gameplay. Let's all refuse to be shocked. Number 2 is another blatant attempt by a games company to get the moral majority to provide them with free publicity. Postal 2 is an orgy of sociopathic death and destruction involving scenarios so gruesome and tasteless we can't even think about them, let alone show you. All this carnage has made Postal 2 probably the most adult-rated game ever, so it's ironic it's unlikely to appeal to anyone over 10. In fact, by far the most disturbing aspect of the game is the involvement of washed-up sitcom actor and professional little guy Gary Coleman. Coleman's involvement in this tawdry affair proves he has truly become Satan's imp. Find out who's in the top spot as the most politically incorrect game ever in part 2. Coming up in the alternative video game show, me getting a bit nuts in my local, Plumber v Hedgehog, and the most politically incorrect game ever. But first it's time to join commentator Stevie Morgan as the gorgeous Katie Downs prepares to get down in our Dance Stage Championship.
Thank you, Dominic, and as I like to call it, our D-Cup Dance Challenge is getting underway, and Katie already has got her hands full. But folks, it's very simple indeed. All she's got to do is make sure that her gorgeous feet are corresponding with the arrows as they come up on screen. It sounds very simple, I know, but it's a lot harder than it looks. We can have a look there. There's a few boos already, but the odd perfect and a couple of goods. And I can see a couple of goodies where I'm sat right now. Of course, Katie is a talented lady, and she's appeared in a couple of movies, and just recently she visited British troops stationed in Cyprus. I don't know how she got on, but I'm reliably informed that all of our servicemen stood to attention. But there she is now. She's got stamina, and that is important. The boos are still raining down on screen, but she is being rewarded with a couple of perfects, as you can see, and the occasional good one. But it's about fitness, it's about perseverance, and I think those are two things that this girl has got, as well as a couple of others. Almost! Hang in there, Katie. It's worth it in the end.
Oh my God!
Please, Katie, lean on me if you have to. If you get yours, fell back. Just run for about 20 minutes or something, and then we'll carry on. How did you find that?
Oh, that was absolutely exhausting.
Yeah, you should try watching you.
I'm so hot.
Was it difficult? Was it easy? Was it hard? Was it?
It was so hard, especially not like really doing it before. I was just like, and it's hard to like move your feet and look and do everything at the same time. I was just like, ooh.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where if you lose your kind of place in it, it kind of goes a bit mental. It's like kind of bees buzzing in your head. And
if you miss out of a step, it's just like, you're like, oh God, quick, get the next one then, and then you're out of that one, and that's up at the bottom.
Well, I mean, score-wise, it's pretty good. 303,635. How'd you like them apples? That's not bad. That's all right.
It's all right. I think it could have done a bit better. Like.
Well, of course, the advantage of coming first, which is certainly a rule I've used in my life, is that if we look at the leaderboard, we can see you're the first person, so you're top of the league.
Yeah.
So that's not so bad, is it?
For a short time.
So, okay, well, let's now show you how to do some of the more intricate moves. But for the viewers at home, remember, next time, me on the sofa with two men as we continue our football challenge. But don't worry, the dance challenge will continue apace pretty soon.
One says black, the other says white. One says left, the other says right. They say never can agree. The Xbox PlayStation people need sleep. Time to cook their fuse to fair. That's Queenie and Happy.
Hello and welcome to another head-to-head in which myself and the ladies take two games and we... Hang on, where are the ladies? What's up with you two today? You've gone on strike? Has it been ratified by the National Union of Puppets? What's Bob Crow going to say about that, huh? Anyway, you get paid more than I do. Go to your boxes. Today we settle an old score. Cuddly is going for Sonic the Hedgehog in Sonic Heroes, and Queenie is representing the little fat plumber in Mario Sunshine. Round one. Story.
Super Mario Sunshine abandons the standard Save the Princess scenario for a more serious-sounding storyline. When a Mario lookalike graffiti's Sunny Aldefino, Mario is arrested and sentenced to clean up the town. It's certainly different, but fans can appreciate the originality. Sonic Heroes, meanwhile, sticks to the tried-and-tested formula. Dr. Robotnik has created another ultimate weapon, and it's up to Sonic and friends to get to it as quickly as possible, picking up lots of rings on the way. But which is the best plot for you? In our survey of 100 gamers, 55% said Sonic Heroes had a better storyline. Sonic Heroes takes the first round, 2 rounds to go.
I know, Queenie, I'm in total agreement. I can't believe that Sonic was voted to have a better story than Mario. Never mind, 2 more rounds to go. Graphics.
The gaming industry was impressed by Mario's first foray into 3D, but Mario Sunshine raises the bar. The gushing water and splashing paint effects are simply stunning. Mario's world is fully realized. From the outlandish characters to the massively sized levels, Sonic Heroes is lush, crisp and colourful, and as speed has always been important to the Sonic brand, all the detail is delivered at an unrelenting fast frame rate. But which game wins in the looks department? %61% of those surveyed said Mario Sunshine had the better graphics. Mario Sunshine draws even with the second round. 1 more round to go.
Yes, Queenie pulls one back with Mario's graphics being far superior to Sonic's. Now, it's the deciding round 3. Gameplay.
Mario Sunshine would arguably be too similar to Mario 64 were it not for one ingenious device, the Flood. This water cannon gives Mario a new lease of life, transforming him from a run-and-jump platform character to an all-out action man who can shoot water jets and fly through the air. Sonic Heroes lets you choose from a team of Sonic characters. Since you can only get past certain sections by using a particular character's ability, making the right choice of character is crucial to your progress. But which title do you enjoy more? 69% of our survey thought Super Mario Sunshine had the better gameplay. Round 3 goes to Mario Sunshine. Super Mario Sunshine is today's winner at 2 rounds to 1.
And well, might Cuddly's crest look fallen, because Mario has defeated Little Hedgehog today, which means Queenie triumphs and Cuddly despairs. Cuddly, it's forfeit time, I'm afraid. Queenie, on you go. Give her a little hand. There you go. And so he says, I can see your house from here. Anyway, as you can see, old Cuddly here's forfeit's been well and truly paid. Until the next head-to-head. Frozen margarita? Time to reveal the #1 most politically incorrect game of all time. But first, a reminder of those shock horror contenders. At number 5, Grand Theft Auto with its flexible approach to gun and murder guidelines. Teacher Pulling puts Japanese title Pia Carrot at number 4. At number 3, Cro-Magnon Moronity in Hooligan. Postal desperately tries to offend everyone at number 2. But our #1 spot for the most politically incorrect game ever is Project Desert Storm 2 Back to Baghdad. Now, call me an old stick in the mud, but releasing this title when troops are actually still in Baghdad seems just a teeny bit insensitive. It's all very well having lots of death and destruction in a game when the environment is a manufactured one, but that same death and destruction does strike a rather raw note when something identical is taking place in real life. Mind you, Tony Blair will no doubt be fascinated by the events of Level 7, in which our boys track down those elusive chemical warheads and bravely decommission them. There comes a time in the life of every TV production when you run out of money. So that's why this week's feature comes not from sunny California or mystical Japan, but the festering corpse of smelly old Britannia. I'm always looking for the opportunity to show my legendary Cockney gangster geezer accent. So when I heard there was a sequel to The Getaway about to be released, I thought, Golden Betty, what a stroke of luck! I'll have some of that, so sit back and have a butcher's, you slags! Go, love a duck! My mission is to... Alright, I'll leave the Cockney accent to the master, Dick Van Dyke. Anyway, I'm interviewing Sony developers of Getaway 2 Black Monday in a fake London pub. Sony like you to conduct interviews about Black Monday in their very own special faux pub. What they don't know is that throughout the rest of this feature I'll be randomly smashing glasses against the side of my head. Very important, kids, don't do that at home. That's a fake glass, not a real one. Still pretty sore though.
This needs to be like Clockwork, not Clockwork Bloody Orange.
Come on, shut up.
You listening?
Yes, sir.
So Katie, the first obvious question is, tell us what the plot is.
The plot. So we're in London still, that's our main character if you like. London's moved on 2 years, so is the gang underworld. Sergeant Ben Mitchell is back on the force and he's fighting a brutal wave of crime that's sweeping across London, more ruthless than ever we've seen before. We get zoomed across London. Eddie O'Connor wakes up in a darkened cell being beaten. He's been on a bank job that's gone horribly wrong.
I really like the sound of it because I thought, is he the kind of person that would just kind of...
No! You mean to do that? That could be it. And then he might do a bit of that as well. Eddie O'Connor's only ally is a young girl called Sam, who's a delinquent and a computer hacker. Through different states of affairs, their 3 stories will converge to a conclusion in which you get the ultimate choice.
Is there a happy end?
There may be or there may not be.
First of all, how big is London this time in the sequel?
In terms of the boundaries of London, it's pretty much the same. We've added on a couple of bits around the edge, but what we've done this time round is built into London. We've put more detail into the interiors. This time round we've got levels on the London Underground where you have to go down and have gunfights on the Underground, which is far more interesting. We've also got the Thames in there for a bit as well, where you're actually on the Thames. There's a couple of levels where you're in the sewers, for instance, which is pretty grim. And also a lot of the time we're coming up above ground level as well. We've got a few levels where you're chasing people across rooftops, and because of some of the moves that the player can do, like jumping between the rooftops, that sort of opens out a whole playground of the sort of these fantastic Dickensian kind of vistas as you go out onto the rooftops, and it's pretty cool. It's very different.
I really like the sound of that. Oh my god, even when I rewind it, the guy doesn't flinch. He's hard.
Have it! That's better than Green style.
With all due respect, you don't look particularly gangster, so tell us some of the research that you did for Black Monday.
It's quite easy to access a certain London, East End London underworld, if you like, because those guys are all very happy to talk about their experiences. They've all written a book about it,
that's true.
and they've got nothing to hide. They've been inside.
So were you ever in a situation where you were sitting with some dodgy geezer and you feared for your own life? Did you ever ask the wrong question to them?
I have been in a situation, I won't tell you who, that I was in their local pub playing pool with them, with their cronies and what have you, and I actually won. And there was a very quiet moment. I think some expletives went on, a look, and then I knew never to mention that. That's why I'm not mentioning the name.
No, of course not.
Again.
So it looks like the Getaway Black Monday could be a seamless blend of cinema and interactivity, or as they say in the game, have some of that, you slag! Well, that's it for today's When Games Attack. I hope you at home have reached as high a peak as I have. Goodbye.